everybody. It's Wednesday afternoon and it is gloomy here. And that usually means that I'm crafting because it has been so yucky out. I can't even walk the dog without putting on all the rain gear. Blech. So today I decided it's time to make Valentines. I started making a few Valentines yesterday afternoon. And, you know, the obvious thing is to use the Now and Forever paper pack, which has this sticker sheet with it. And it's interesting, and I've made tons of layouts and cards, and I forget about the stickers. So today, I'm going to make a layout using some of the stickers. I'm going to make a few cards, and I may pull in a few of the stickers. But I wanted to show you some other Valentines too, not just this one. But this is the stamp set that comes with that you can buy with the Now and Forever, and it has thin cuts. And my favorite thin cut is this little heart doily. You know, doilies seem kind of old and out of date, but look how cute this is on this card. I think it's adorable. So on this one, all I did was remember that technique that I've shown, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, where we take, you know, scarlet, the dark side, scarlet, the light side, papaya, dark and light, ballerina, dark and light. And then I took some of the papers from the scraps that I had, and I just put them across a card base and then made that my background. And I had a little bit of retired pink shimmer trim. The melon looks good with this, and so does gold, and so does silver, and so does the red. I mean, there's several colors still available that look good. Hi, Heather. Is it raining up by you? Man, it's nasty here. They're even saying thunderstorms and crazy wind. So we had to batten down our we have like a glider swing in our backyard on our deck, and we had to use straps and strap it to our deck because it went aloft a couple weeks ago during that bad windstorm, and it's so heavy I couldn't move it by myself. But it went into our backyard. It went up into the air. I mean, this thing is heavy. Up into the air and landed in our backyard. And all day long the wind was so much. I was like, oh my gosh. So we strapped it to our deck rail using like bungee cords and straps and stuff. I just think that's nuts. Anyway, these are stamps. These are stamps all from the set, right? So this one is something you can make right from your stamp set. Yeah, what the heck? Isn't it crazy? We have like weird wind in our backyard. I can't explain it. I'm just gonna put these in this little tray as I go. I can't explain why we get strange wind in our backyard, but we do, and it's very weird. Anyway, I've told you several times I have a Canon selfie, and one of the options on it is to make different sizes of pictures onto a 4x6. So I can do 2x2s, which is what I did here. I can do 2 3x3s. You can do a combination of like a 3x4 and then a couple of smaller ones. Anyway, so I did a whole bunch of pictures of me and Moose, really small, in 2-inch photos, right? And I could have picked a whole bunch of different ones. I could have picked pictures of anything. I'm going to set that aside just for a minute and let me show you what I made. Oh, isn't it cute? So I made several of these, of course, because they're just too adorable. Let me show you. I used this. I was shocked. I went online to see if this die cut was still available, and it is. I can't believe it. It's kind of like when a whole bunch of stuff sold out, they added even more. a retired product back onto the website. And so if you look right now, there are some things on there that haven't been on there for a while. And this is one of them. I really love this thin cut. What it does is it cuts this kind of quilt pattern, and then I put the pieces in here so we could make a Valentine card out of it. Now, aren't they cute? So I put some pieces. I just threw some pieces together to make some Valentine cards. The set I'm using on this card is not that. That I was wondering what happened to my sheet that went with that. This Love Mail set. So what's really cool about this set is it comes with this big giant mailbox, and this cut right here actually cuts. So the mailbox has an opening, and then you can slide things into the opening. And I kept thinking, well, gosh, you could put anything in there. And then the other thin cut is just that shape, so you could just put it on top of your picture and cut it out. These are really fun, and in the catalog, they put other little things that you could make pop out of it. But imagine that mailbox any time of year. You could use your paper punches or stamps and make a whole bunch of flowers pouring out of it, or hearts pouring out of it, or like I did, critters, just anything. But today I just wanted to show you mail. So let me set that aside just a little bit. And this is the die cut we used for this. What I really like about, I have my card base. Since this cuts with holes behind it, you can put a color behind it and it will show through. My lighting is really bizarro today because of the darkness in the house. It's like dark. So I put that lagoon paper behind it, and you can use light or dark. On this card, on one I use dark and one I use light. I'm not even sure you can tell, but you can definitely see the color through it. And so I'm just gonna put that down. And you just kind of want to center it. It won't, you just don't want it to show on the edges, right? Now to glue this one down, you can see it has holes in it, and so you don't want to glue over the holes. If you had adhesive sheets, this is one that you could run through your die cut with an adhesive sheet on it and make it into a sticker. That would be neat. I've used this with foam tape. If you look, there's certain little tracks where there's no holes, and that's how I put my adhesive on. And then I like this one popped up a little, especially when it's like white on white, because it has that scalloped edge, and it looks really cool if it's popped up a little. So I've made a few cards where I've used 2 layers of this underneath it just to make this stand up a little bit more where you can really see it. Let me move that a little bit. Okay, so now I have my pieces and parts, and here's that mailbox die cut, and you can see it cuts with a slit there. And so you can put anything in there, and you can make this mailbox any color. It would be really cool in this is current. This is in the current catalog, Heather. It's in that January to March catalog. And it's easy to pass by. There's so many things in this catalog right now that it's like super easy to just not even see other things. It's weird when there's so much good stuff that you miss a lot, right? I just think that's really weird. So what I used on this card down at the bottom is an old zip strip. You know how we have these left over from paper packs? That's what I used. You could use anything. I didn't even cut anything out for today. but I will probably use a little something on there. But the main thing I wanted to show you is how to put this on. So you can put adhesive on any part of this, but when you put adhesive on here, you need your stuff to slide in, and so you don't want a ton of adhesive in the center, or it will be glued down and you won't be able to stick your stuff in there. So I'm just going to put it on like that, and I just put a little glue around the edge, and that way, and then I cut out some of the envelopes out of pattern paper, so you could just make it strictly Valentine looking. You could stamp on it with the stamp set and add the little mailbox, like, or mail, envelope. Let me put that on a. Now with these, they tried to thicken up the edges so that they don't, they're not wonky, but they're still thin enough they can get wonky. So what I do is I lay them down on what I'm going to stamp and just kind of let them come back to their natural state, and then I pick them up, and then I just kind of look and see if anything looks, really crazy wonky. Sorry, I put a few of my inks away. I got Lagoon ink. That's the same color as that background. And I'm just gonna stamp on there like that. Isn't that cute? Love how that looks. And then, I really like how it looks like with an envelope, the envelope background too. Let me show you that. I've only used this one once, so it's kind of on the backing sheet, kind of hard. This is another one that has those thin edges, so be real careful when you peel them off, because, they will. Here, I'm just gonna put it on the back. How weird is that? And then I'll do that one in the same color. Ta-da! I really like how those look. And you can dress them up any way you want, right? So I'm going to put this back. I'm just going to do this one today to show you, so I'm going to put that away. So what I did for the photo was instead of like using the die cut on my photo, what I did was I took like one of these and I kind of held it over how I wanted it, and then I used my scissors to trim around the edge. And then I know like that will fit on my envelope, right? Like I know that will fit. Like I could just put it on there just like that if I wanted to, right? But I kind of wanted it to show with the stamp, because you can see in my example I just sort of rounded it out and cut it out. So as long as you keep it smaller than that outline, you're good, right? So I can put it on there just like that. And if it's too wide, or like if you want the line to show, you can cut it even more. It's not an exact science, and Valentines, I really highly doubt that people are keeping these forever. So I don't tend to spend gobs and gobs of time on these kind of cards. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I'm not worried about this side because it's going to go inside of the mailbox. All right. So I can decide which ones I want in the mailbox. I think I could do it just like that. I think I'll save that one for later. I have this little tray that I got at like the dollar spot at Target. I don't know if they call it the dollar spot anymore. Everything's more than $1. But, you know, I have all those extra pieces that I cut in here in case I need to grab something else, you know. So the next thing, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little glue and I'm going to tuck those in, and you can make them poke in or out as far as you want. And I kind of want to make sure you could see that envelope, so that was kind of a thing. All right, and then this one is obviously going to stick out a little bit more. And I think I'm going to have it kind of coming out a little bit like that. So I like how that looks. And then in the kit, there is a heart with a stitch, and there is a die cut for it if you get the die cuts. So it cuts this out, and you can stamp that just like that. But I really like, every animal set I've ever owned has a paw print in it. And so I went and dug out one of my dog sets that had like a little paw print, and I just thought that was really cute on the heart. There you go. And that way we can just glue that on. Sorry, my fingernails are, okay. So I could put this on a little foam tape or just glue it on like that. This little flag, you know, you raise those up when there's mail. And so I'm just gonna put that on there. Now, to color in the little heart, I am going to use my red shimmer brush. This is just a glitter pen, and it's shimmery, but it's the perfect color. And so rather than dragging out my markers, I just thought, oh, that's really cute, right? And then there's my card. And now the other thing that is really nice about this, I have been looking for a set for a long time that said sending you hugs, because I just send so many cards to people who are kind of sick or have treatment going on, or, you know, surgery or whatever. And I don't always want it to say prayer, thoughts and prayers or whatever. So I love that this one says sending you and then hugs and kisses. And what I did, it also has here a paper hug, which is perfect. You can send happy mail or happy birthday mail or birthday mail, love letters, Valentine wishes. There's that where I got that little message for the last card I showed. So what I did was I just put on a black, sending you a paper hug. And so that's how I got the message. I just think that's adorable. And then on the inside, Happy Valentine's Day. So almost any stamp sets, you know, can be Valentine's, because, you know, we have tons of, you know, any of the little critter sets or anything with a pun, you know, you can do tons of ideas for Valentine's. And so I just put a few things together, and I've just been making them like crazy because I really love how quick this goes with the thin cuts. And then the other things that I have in my stash that I added to this was, you know, the stitched hearts. from the shaker elements. They don't fit this doily perfectly. Like you can see, it's not an exact fit, but it looks pretty good. And so I've been using that with this doily, and I think it really helps it pizzazz a little bit. And then when I glue the doily down, I don't glue these edges because I like them kind of standing up a little bit. So I just glue the center. And then I was going to stamp some flowers using the set, but let's see, what do I have in my little box here? I probably have some. I have postage. Yeah, see, I have these. I think these little flowers are so sweet. The other thing that I have that I haven't used yet, oh, look at that. Isn't that great? Love it, love it. Sending you a paper hug that I was going to put on the other one, but I'll hold off on that a minute. Yeah, so that they come with these embroidered accents, and that has a flower in it. That would look really nice. Look how bold that is. I wanted to send a really nice card to my friend Linda. I don't know how many of you guys know Linda, but her husband is the man who was shot and killed during a burglary in Hammond, and the judge came down with a guilty verdict yesterday. Hallelujah. And so I know that she is very happy that the judge came down with that. It was a very, very rough trial. So anyway, yeah, so I've been making these. Now, the next cards, I have a couple of cards to show you. Look at this airmail. Do you love it? I love it. I could pop that one up. I probably should. And then we have the little postage. I love using the liquid glue. It gives me a moment to think about what I want to do. But I think, isn't that sweet? I like it. And I'll just put a message on the inside of that. Isn't that great? Okay, I'm going to put those in my stash. So let me show you this set. This is the next set. Sorry, I'm stacking them up in my holder over here. Okay, so this is a card that I made using these conversation hearts. And the interesting thing, these are in the current catalog also, and they're really sweet. They're all solid, so you just pick colors and stamp them. And the interesting thing about them is they don't come with a die cut. And it was like, I can't believe they don't have like a, I mean, it'd be so easy, it'd be one heart. But then I realized that the little stitched heart that is in the catalog, in the core catalog, it's only like $6, $6.95, something like that. It fits these. It fits this one perfectly. And then these, you can see it has a little bit of a border around it, which is kind of nice because then you can do different colors. And I just made tons of them, and I've been popping them onto real simple card bases and making Valentines, right? So that's what this is from. And this one, I inked the edges in a little bit of pink. I hope you can see that. My light is so weird right now. And there's also this cute little arrow and stitch marks. So this one has a lot of possibilities also, but I want to show you what I did with that. So I pulled out a whole bunch of stamp sets. I pulled out this ticket set. I thought that little ticket would be adorable for Valentine's, and I could stamp little hearts on it or something. I pulled out this whole lot I love coffee set because I really thought it would be cute for Valentine's. I also pulled out an older set. This one, let me see if it'll show better. There, is called Coffee Helps. And it was from, I think this one was 2021 and this one was 2022. But I just thought, you know, I told you a while ago, I have trouble sending coffee themed cards without putting a gift card in it. But Valentine's is different because these puns, that's what you do on Valentine's. There's nothing I wouldn't brew for you. You know, you mocha me smile, a whole latte love. Thanks a latte. That's what you do at Valentine's. Puns are the norm, and so you don't have to feel like you need to add something. And so I kind of started playing around with these sets and they're still available too. I was really surprised to see them on the website. The first one I made was a gatefold using a white base, and I just used like that background, that frame as a base, and then that mocha set, and then one of those conversation hearts that says hello, and I pulled out the other set that has a little coffee beans and hearts, and just used, this is the paper from Now and Forever. So I just thought that's adorable. But what meant, it's not, you know, rough, like dark enough for me. And so I grabbed espresso cardstock as a base, and I really like how that one turned out. It's the exact same card in a darker card base. And I don't know, it just really comes together. And then this is the other side of that paper that has a little bit more of the pink in it. And it looks very coffee shop to me. I love, love, love how it looks. So then I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to make a page. So I cut everything out to make a scrapbook page, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of our time. Let me just put parts and pieces here. I sort of had it laid out a little bit. I have a 2-page layout planned, and I have clusters of things that I want to put in different spots. And since I already sort of decided kind of what I wanted, I just had it sitting on here. So this brown paper, you may remember from like 2 years ago maybe, but it was like yesteryear. Do you remember that paper? It was very vintage, very what's the word? You know, like it's just old, like old heritage. That's what I'm thinking of. And the whole set, I used almost all of it, but I had a few sheets of this left, and I had kind of saved it for, I was thinking something grungy. I don't know. I just didn't have anything in mind. And then when this Now and Forever set came up, I was like, ooh, this is perfect. Look at this. And this paper, one side is the like grid register paper, and the other side is ads. So I just chopped one of those more or less in half. It's not quite in half. I think this is 7 inches, 6 3/4. So I used a couple sheets to do that. All right, let's see. Hold on a minute. My glue gun is acting up. Okay, so it's not a very, you know, complicated layout. I just started laying down paper, and I really liked how this looked. hope you can see everything. Okay, and then this is a zip strip from the Now and Forever, and so I just thought it could go down here at the bottom. And I cut one for each side, so the left and right page will match. And then that pink glitter paper that I've been trying to get rid of, I have like one sheet of it, and so there we go, one sheet. I like to use the liquid glue when I'm doing a 1/4 inch strip, because it just is so much easier to put on where you want it to go. And sometimes you can kind of just wiggle it into place. So, like that. Ta-da! Okay, and then my thought was I had like the Valentine hearts that I had cut. I cut one of those flowers from that little stitched flower thin cut. I had this, and then I made this little coffee cup, and I really do want to show you how I did that. So to make, I want one for the second page too, so let me show you how I did that. I thin cut out 2 coffee cups, one in white and one in the color of the cup that I wanted. And the one in white, I really only need the top. And it's like just sort of paper piecing it together so you can cut it on the line, as close to the line as you feel comfortable. And then this just goes on top of here. And that way you have that coffee cup that has a lid, and it looks really cool, right? And then this I cut out of craft paper, you know. Now, if I could have found it, and I can't believe I can't find it, my little crimper. I have the crimpers, and I used to use them like all the time, but when I moved to this new craft room, I moved it somewhere. I think it's down the hall. So my friends who have seen this house are starting to call this the craft house, because even though I have a room of craft stuff, I really have a house full, because there's a couple of cupboards in the kitchen that I have craft things in. I have one whole, like the pantry that has different pull-out levels. I have it full of stickers and things like that. And so I have the hall closet full of ribbon. So I have like the house is got little hidden crafty organization things everywhere. And I'm pretty good. If you ask me where something is, I'm pretty good. I know where most of it is. But every now and then, I'm like, I don't know what I did with the crimper. But this would be cool. So cool, crimped. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. And then the other thing it has is a little heart that you can cut out and then stamp. And I thought that was really cute on the front, especially since this is sort of a Valentine-y page for me. Anyway, so that's how I put together the coffee cup from this set. There's that little heart. Here's the little stamp that I put on the bottom of the cup. And the little steam coming out. Could put a little smiley face on it. There's also a little teacup sort of mug, and for that reason I like this one a lot, because I really like this little mug. And so I did cut out one of him and painted that. Colored it with marker, and I used the coffee bean stamps all over the place. So that's how I use this one. So I'm just going to kind of make a layer over here. Again, you saw me do this on a card a minute ago, but my idea is to just sort of try to make a little cluster. You know, making clusters is, when you watch Close to My Heart, you know, a lot of their layouts have these clusters, and you think, gosh, they just put things together and they look so amazing. And then I'm like, it is harder than it looks, okay? Putting a cluster of things together that look good, it's a little bit of a skill. And for those of you who it comes so naturally to, I am happy for you. But for people like me, I have all these. That's why I have so many of these parts and pieces, because I have to sit and play with them until something, you know, looks good to me. It's not that easy for me. And so the more I do it, the easier it comes. And the more I've done the Close to My Heart events where they do clusters, after a while you're like, oh yeah, those just kind of go together, don't they? Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. I love this Mocha You Smile, and I think this one also needs some foam tape. Putting foam tape on, or watching someone put foam tape on, is one of my least favorite things. So I apologize for those of you that are like me. I'm impatient, and I don't like to watch people do this. Now, if you were doing this with me, I'd go really slow though, because gosh, putting foam tape on takes a minute, right? All right, I think I'm gonna make that one. That one's gonna have to have foam tape down the middle for sure, just so that it'll stick. And then I'll put just a little bit of glue here. All right. I love it. Ta-da. Okay, so there's my cluster in the corner. You Mocha Me Smile. I like how that looks. I'll probably put a few gems on there. And then what I did was I printed a couple of pictures of me and Steve. Now, this is an interesting thing. Desert Rose is one of my least favorite colors in all of Close to My Heartland. Desert Rose is, it's kind of a salmony pink, but it's not orangey like salmon, but it's, I don't know, you can see it's sort of got a little bit of a brown in it. And I was kind of sad when I saw that they put this in this kit. Okay, I can't remember which one I had cut for which. I guess it doesn't matter. They're not exactly the same, but I think I'm gonna do that. So when I was putting this layout together, and I really wanted to use this paper that has the like old-timey newspaper ads on it, I think it makes a neat background, but it doesn't, I don't necessarily want very much of it to show. I just, like, I don't want you to sit there and read the newspaper print on it instead of looking at my layout. And it doesn't go with much. I mean, it's just random. So it's a neat background. And then you'll see I stamped the little coffee beans and hearts kind of all over it. And there is my photos. I I just wanted random, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I just wanted these random pictures of us with our coffee, and then I want to be able to, you know, like kind of talk about our coffee thing, because we have a our coffee thing is kind of a thing. It's kind of a, it's ridiculous kind of little story, because we have gone through all kinds of coffee makers and coffee machines and fancy things and non-fancy things and going to Starbucks and not going to Starbucks. And I gotta tell you, look at that. Got a whole latte love. I love that. And I love the little, so I have these. I also have this, which I was thinking, oh, you know, I should get that set out. And I was thinking that Stay Sweet or Be Mine, or either of them, you rock, whatever. I have a couple of those that I want to stamp real quick. So I like the Stay Sweet. I'm trying to decide what color to put that in. I could do the Desert Rose again, or let me see. Flamingo. I could do one in a pale color like flamingo. Moose. Somebody's out walking their dog in the rain. It's making me feel guilty for not walking my dog in the rain. But Moose, I have the door open so that Moose can watch outside. That way he doesn't bug me as much during our, I think I'll do this the same color because this is going to go on the other page. All right, I like that. Those go with the whole mocha theme, right? I love that. All right. Cute. I love all the hearts. You know, I could make them kind of look kind of floating up a little bit. That would be kind of cute too. I have to mess around with this. See, this is not easy for me. This is one of those things where some people are just like, oh, move this here and move that there. I'm like, oh, brother, doesn't come that easy to me. But I like that. That'll work. Sometimes you just have to put them down. Again, with the doily, I'm not doing the edges because I really like how that looks. And I like how it looks like a real Valentine. Remember, like, you know, Valentine's, you always got out the doilies or heart-shaped doilies. Maybe I'll put it on this side. Let's see what that looks like. Well, if I hate it, it's already glued down. So, yeah, I really like the idea of this kind of floating up like that. Cool. My glue is starting to run out. That's not good. Guess I'll have to switch too. I have all kinds of scrap papers and stuff that I use when I put things on my paper. I think I'll do some more foam tape there. And so that's why there's purple dots on the back of that. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I did a whole bunch of pages this month using that purple dot stamp, if you remember. And so I had one sheet of it left and I started using it to die cut. I just had it as a scrap. I made this coffee cup pink because I felt like it needed to stand out a little bit. There. That's really sweet. And then if I use red or silver dots, glitter gems around it, I really think that page is going to be awesome. Now, for page 2, oh, you know, I told you I was going to use some of the stickers. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I was going to put this at the top. I still can. Ugh, seriously. What I like to do is I like to cut my sticker sheet apart and like just allocate those stickers to different things. You see them differently when you cut them apart a little bit, and so it really does make a difference. For me anyway. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put that one down first. And then I have this, and I should have my, there it is. So it's a really interesting, we've been having this conversation in our house about coffee. This is a weird thing. I have been forever experimenting with making my own version of Starbucks drinks. I like the taste of Starbucks, right? I could go there every day if I was a millionaire, right? But it bothers me so much to spend that money. That money is crazy. And so, look at that. Stephanie, if you're on, do you remember that? This is from when Stephanie and I went to Wisconsin for a retreat or something, and the barista put patterns in our coffee, and we were so impressed that we took pictures. And I never have done anything with those pictures, so I thought, well, this is perfect for that. I'll just put that on here. And anyway, so I've been experimenting a little bit, and I still haven't mastered their Frappuccino. I'm working on it. Isn't that great? Yes. And I was like, what am I going to do with that picture? But it popped up in my, when I was searching. Then this is that alphabet Havana. And I bought it. It's for the album retreat. They are using this. I loved how it says make mine a mocha. I think that's adorable. And let's see. I'm trying to decide how I want this to look. Here's the other page. So just got to decide how I want the photos to look. And then I have those other few little hearts. Aw, that's so cute. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, definitely ask her what she does. So what I've been doing, I was just dying because Starbucks, for any of you who go there often, right? They sent out a thing to their customers telling everybody how many times you've gone and how many stars you earned. I got this email, maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and it has been a huge discussion online because everyone in the who's been talking about this, right, has been saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to cut back. That is crazy. It's kind of similar to if, close to my heart said, look, you've spent $4 billion this year and look at all the rewards you've earned. Because you wouldn't necessarily go, oh, look at that amazing reward I earned. You might go, I need to cut back on how much I've spent. And so it's sort of I think it's a customer service marketing fail. But, all right. I like that. I like that a lot. I like how that looks. I need to glue those down. Those are so cute. Oh, I love that Be Mine. It's really adorable. I think I may just do this at the top. And then, what was really hard on this layout was not adding the Seabrook color to it. But I liked it being all pink and red. Anyway, so I was talking to, there was a girl online who had not gone very much, but had tons and tons of stars built up for Starbucks. So she basically spent her whole year getting free drinks. And I was like, I messaged her, I'm like, how the heck did you do that? I would like to do that, because I'm making them in my house, but they're not quite the same. I've been using like hot chocolate mix, and that helps. That's really good with the coffee and a little bit of sugar, because I like them really sweet. And it's really close. It's really close. But I can't figure out the Frappuccino. Okay. Now I gotta figure out this sticker that I messed up. I think I'm gonna put that on there. Let me see what I can do. I do stuff like this all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to put that sticker down, and now it feels like it's too late, but I don't think so. Peel. There we go. I think I can tuck that under and make it pretty even. Oh yeah, look, see, you can't even tell that that's. And then I gotta do something on this side. This side's gonna be harder because I guess it won't be too bad. I'm gonna end up with some extra sticker, which is interesting. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? I'm not someone who likes to have lots of little bits and parts left. There are some people who really thrive on having scraps, and it drives me crazy. So I just hate it. I hate having a few little pieces here, a few little pieces there. And I have a tendency to throw them away. So if you're ever looking for parts or bits, let me know. All right, let's see. I really love that. I love that layout so much. And look at me on an hour making cards and stuff. Anyway, so I have this whole sticker sheet. I need to use it. Like I said, I don't like to have, oh, I didn't finish my story. So she said that I think it was Microsoft had like a daily game that they had where you could earn little Starbucks stars, and she played it every single day, and she won a lot, and so she just kept playing it, and I'm like, okay, that's what I need to do this year, because I promised Steve, now that I have these kind of fancier coffee makers and stuff, I really am gonna have to figure out how to make these better, because it doesn't make sense to go to Starbucks and have, you know, like all these coffee drinks, right? Oh my gosh, look at this. It says, so sweet, love of my life. Haha, that's adorable. That is adorable. I like that. And I think I'm going to use that love of my life next to the picture of Steve, but in reality, you know, it's kind of a play, because I love coffee too. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I kind of wanted to use this cool gear, you know? Oh, look at that. It looks really neat. I just think it looks really, really cool. I should have thought about it before. It would go really well there. Might be too late for that one. Let me just see. Yeah, I like that. Wow. This is kind of fun to use these up. You know, I have, use up all the hearts. I have, probably enough paper left to make several cards, and I think I'm going to use up everything here, and I think I'll be able to use up everything here and probably have a little bit left even then. But that's my plan. And then I'll have everything used. I really enjoy making this stuff, but I don't like having gobs of things left. I'll use that later. That heart doesn't go. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it. There's postage on here too. That's kind of neat. See, if I would have added that Seabrook color, I could have used that love on there. Adorable. All right. I think this is so cute. I love how it looks. And I even have room for journaling. Cool. And then, of course, we made the mocha cards and the little conversation heart. I just need to add a few messages and a little bling to that. I could add some of those stickers to this one. We'll see. That one might be cute with the butterflies on it. I have lots of butterflies. Okay. That's what I have today. I hope you guys are making a few Valentines. I do not send a ton of Valentines, but the ones I do tend to be kind of elaborate and fun. I like the puns, as you know. So I'd like to see what you're making. Post in the comments, or post on even anywhere on the board, just so that people will see them. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there. Bye-bye.